So recently, Roblox pushed out what might genuinely be the worst change the platform has ever seen. And when I say the worst change, I don't mean something like the classic faces situation or the chat restriction, because as much as those updates suck, they weren't necessarily going to kill off Roblox. But a few months ago, Roblox announced a huge wave of new publishing and age verification changes. But now that these systems are actually starting to roll out, people are beginning to realize just how insane they really are. Because Roblox has now started locking huge portions of the platform behind age verification systems, subscriptions, government ID checks, and 60+ restrictions, to the point where many Roblox games are now at risk of becoming inaccessible to a huge portion of the player base unless they meet Roblox's new requirements. And honestly, a lot of people genuinely think this could end up destroying the future of Roblox entirely. In fact, Creekrap, who's currently Roblox's biggest content creator, has stated numerous times now that he's planning on moving towards more mature content such as GTA 6 whenever that comes out. Anyways, in this video, I'm gonna break down this whole entire update in a way that's actually easy to understand, because Roblox did a horrific job of explaining what's actually going to happen. Probably because they knew people wouldn't be happy. But if you do end up finding the video informative, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe and share this video with a friend so more people know why Roblox's player counts are gonna go from looking like this to something more like this. Now, for those of you who didn't watch my previous video on the situation where Roblox first announced this, let me quickly explain what Roblox actually changed here, because this update is genuinely confusing if you just read Roblox's post normal. Basically, Roblox has now started splitting the platform into multiple different categories. If you're under a certain age, you get put into Roblox Kids or Roblox Select, which heavily limits what games you can access, who you can communicate with, and what features you can use unless you go through Roblox's age verification system. That might not sound that insane at first. I mean, most people would probably hear that and just assume Roblox is adding more parental controls or making the platform safer for younger users. And this right here is where people started realizing just how massive this update actually is.
In most regions, users ages 5 to 8 will get a Roblox Kids account. These accounts have a more kids-friendly look and feel, and parents can easily spot the colorful backgrounds while the kids are playing. Games in these accounts have our lowest maturity ratings, and chat is off by default.
Because Roblox isn't just adding a couple parental control settings or changing how chat works anymore, they are fundamentally changing how the entire platform is structured. Roblox Kids and Roblox Select are now officially rolling out globally, which means younger users are now heavily restricted in what games they can access unless those games meet Roblox's new requirements. And at first glance, that might sound somewhat reasonable. I mean, obviously people want younger users to be safer online. But the issue is how Roblox is actually handling this system. Because according to Roblox's own documentation, games can actually lose eligibility for Roblox Kids and Roblox Select if they don't maintain enough highly engaged players over a certain period of time. Which means that if a game doesn't hit Roblox's engagement requirements, huge portions of Roblox's player base can suddenly just start to lose access to that game entirely. And this is where the update starts to become a complete disaster. And just to make this a little easier to understand, I want to use an example. Games on Roblox like Brookhaven and Steel Brain will probably survive this completely fine. They already have millions of players, massive communities, and constant engagement every single day. But newer games and smaller games or random passion projects made by developers trying to break into the platform for the first time, those games are completely screwed, and developers are very clearly unhappy with this change. I was just looking on Twitter earlier for people's thoughts on this update under Roblox's announcements, and people were extremely pissed off because, as a good example, this one guy named Ryan was working on a game on Roblox designed for kids and invested over $2,000 into it. And Roblox's new update essentially makes it impossible for over half of Roblox's player base to access it. According to this one study from December 2024, over 40% of Roblox's players were 12 years old or younger, and over 56% were 16 or under. This change quite literally makes becoming a popular developer much more difficult. And do keep in mind that in 2025, we've had an insane surge of new Roblox players that are underage with the release of Steel Brain and Grow a Garden. So that 56th percentile very well could be in the 60s, if not close to the 70th percentile range. I've seen another person named Two Space whose game had over 50,000 monthly active users, and somehow their game only met 335 highly engaged players out of the required 500. Then there's another guy named Poom who only managed to get 190 out of the 500 with 210,000 visits this month. Roblox has basically created a system where if your game is not already successful enough, Roblox can effectively bury it behind a 16+ restriction where most of the platform can't even access it anymore. And honestly, I think a lot of people still don't realize just how bad this could end up becoming for Roblox in the long term. And it's not even about newer games either that stuff they could destroy either. Think about all the classic Roblox games that used to be huge years ago, but don't really pull in massive player counts anymore. Games like Flood Escape, Epic Minigames, even Roblox Islands, if anyone even remembers that. Random nostalgic games people still revisit every once in a while. Under this system, those games could also end up getting completely buried behind 16+ restrictions simply because they no longer maintain enough active engagement, which is honestly just insane to think about, because Roblox has always been a platform where people could go back and revisit older games whenever they wanted to. But now, Roblox is basically creating a system where if your game isn't constantly pulling enough numbers, it slowly gets pushed further and further out of reach for most of the platform. And believe it or not, this update actually gets even worse. Now, we all know about Roblox's announcement where they'd be updating all the requirements needed to make games publicly accessible to Roblox Kids and Roblox Select users. And we also know that as of today, these changes are now officially going into effect, which means that developers now need to complete an age check, become ID verified, set up two-factor authentication, maintain an active Roblox Plus subscription, keep their account in good standing, and complete Roblox's new per-game evaluation process just to properly reach huge portions of the platform. And, I mean, there's one positive here. If developers complete all of those requirements, Roblox is generously offering 6 months of Roblox Plus for free, basically rewarding developers for tying themselves deeper into Roblox's verification system and handing over even more personal information to the platform. I mean, I think that's a cool thing. Just sell a piece of your privacy for 6 months of free Roblox Plus. I'm sure it's worth it in the end. And all jokes aside, there is another massive detail about this update that a lot of people seem to be missing. The requirement is not just getting 500 highly engaged players, whatever highly engaged players means. It's getting 500 highly engaged age-verified 16+ users within a certain time period, which completely changes the situation, because Roblox has already admitted that a massive percentage of other platforms still hasn't completed age verification, meaning that Roblox is essentially creating a system where developers are now dependent on a much smaller verified section of the platform just to keep their games properly accessible. And what makes this even worse is that nobody even fully understands how Roblox determines what a highly engaged player actually is. There are already developers reporting situations where games with tens of thousands of monthly active players somehow still fail Roblox's engagement requirements, which means developers aren't even working towards a clear goal anymore. They're basically being judged by a vague internal metric controlled entirely by Roblox. Now, before I start wrapping up the video, I do want to make one thing clear. I understand why Roblox is making some of these changes. I mean, Roblox has been getting absolutely hammered with lawsuits, criticism, and controversy over child safety for almost a year now, and obviously they're trying to protect themselves legally while also making the platform safer for younger users. The problem is the way they're actually going about it, because instead of properly fixing moderation, hiring significantly more moderators, manually dealing with bad actors on the platform, and improving systems they already have, Roblox for some reason keeps on doubling down on the AI moderation, automated restrictions, age verification systems, subscriptions, engagement requirements, and all these really weird corporate changes that slowly make the platform feel less like Roblox. And what makes this even more frustrating is that not all of these updates even have anything to do with child safety in the first place. I mean, Classic Faces, for example, that's a perfect example of that. There's absolutely no universe where replacing somebody's Roblox face with a dynamic animated head somehow improves child safety. If anything, dynamic faces cause more problems in the systems they actually replace. And honestly, at this point, it really feels like Roblox is slowly turning itself into pure corporate slop. Everything is becoming subscriptions, verified systems, AI moderation, automated restrictions, and investor-pleasing decisions, while the actual community that made Roblox successful in the first place slowly gets pushed further and further away. And the scary part is that we're already starting to see the effects of this. Roblox's biggest creator, Creekrap, has openly talked numerous times now about moving towards more mature content outside of Roblox. And honestly, I don't blame him. A lot of creators, developers, and longtime players are starting to feel like Roblox just isn't the same platform anymore. Unfortunately, sooner or later, we are going to see Roblox die out if nothing changes. If you've enjoyed the video or found it informative, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video around the world. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys.